So I'm currently in Atlanta. I'm actually here on a trip from Charleston to lead a retreat for one day tomorrow here at the gorgeous Circle and Moon co-working space here in Roswell, Georgia. And so there are some people in the background who may be popping in and out, but this is sort of this is the most beautiful space. And so this is like a very welcome distraction if they do pop in, because they're all going to be sisters of us anyway, and women who are also devoted to walking this path that all of you are, that you're really here for. Anyway, so if they do pop in, they're kind of awesome women, and so, we don't mind having them. Otherwise, I just want to share with you all that today was such an interesting day for me. I woke up, and for those of you who know and also live in Charleston, there is snow in Charleston, which is very odd and only happens, I've heard, 3 times in 30 years. So kind of a magical way to start the year. And oh my gosh, so many amazing women. Yay. I love seeing all of you come on here. This is so awesome. Thank you all so much for being here, first of all. And I just want to share a little story from today with you that sort of ties into the last day of our challenge together, which, of course, if you've been playing along, is Fearless Feminine Freedom. And so I woke up today, and I was so excited to come here because I was so excited for this day. Hi, Courtney. And I was so excited to lead this call for all of you and to bring you all together tonight and to celebrate all the amazing work that you've been doing in this challenge to kick off the year. And I was so excited about the retreat that I'm leading here at Circle and Moon tomorrow, and just so much excitement in my body. And I wake up, and it's really cold in Charleston, which is also not normal. And my car is completely iced and snowed on. And I thought it would have melted yesterday because it looked like it was going to, but I didn't check and it wasn't. So I was delayed getting in, which I thought was, a little bit interesting. I thought I was going to be here a lot earlier than I was. And on the drive to Atlanta from Charleston, there was black ice on the roads in the morning. And then I realized that once I got past that, felt like, one of those hurdles that anytime we're changing or expanding or growing or doing something, putting ourselves out there in some way, we tend to be in a vulnerable position, right? And fear tends to come up, which is exactly why today's challenge was so relevant for us. And so I finally, I got past the hurdle, and I realized that I was actually going to be passing through Augusta, Georgia, which, if you don't know, has this amazing store called Final Cut, which is like Anthropologie, Free People, Urban Outfitters, all their sample sales stuff for super cheap. And I've always wanted to go there, and I've never gone, and I was passing right through. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this trip fun and pleasurable, and I'm going to stop and do a little look and see if I find anything that I love. And so I did, which was really cool. And I found 4 incredible dresses that were super nice. They were marked down to $50. Then they were 30% off of that. So $35 each. And I bought 6 of them for the price of less than 1, which was amazing. And ever since then, I've just felt like my day has been laced with a little bit of magic. And I feel like that's what happens when we give ourselves the space for celebration, the space for pleasure, the space for joy, when we don't just chug through the journey and say, oh, I'm trying to get to my destination. I'm not going to pay attention to anything on the way. I'm not going to stop and smell the roses, or I'm not going to stop and go to Final Cut and find a great dress to wear for this call, which you can't even see. But hey, here it is. It's got sparkles and beads and all the things, and was $35, crazy. But I've just felt like ever since I stopped and did that for myself, my day has been laced with this magic element, and everything has felt so much more in alignment and such synchronicity and such magic and such beauty. And as soon as I, walked through the door into this beautiful space, I don't know how much of this you can see or if you saw my Facebook Live earlier, but I'm totally geeking out over the beauty of this space here at Circle and Moon. And as soon as I walked in the door, any fear or doubt or worry or busy or feeling like I was moving too fast or trying to, hurry up and get here to this destination of this call or even to the retreat that I'm leading tomorrow, just sort of melted away. And I felt so at peace and so excited again. And so I feel like that's what happens. And hopefully that's what you've been experiencing. Hi, Caitlin. Hopefully that's what you've been experiencing so far in this challenge in the first 5 days of your year. And I just want to say, I am so blown away. Earlier today, I was thinking, literally my fear brain was telling me, my ego mind was telling me, no one's going to show up for this call. It's a Friday night at 6. Who's going to come to that? No one's even, they don't care, like whatever it was. You were clear enough with what they're going to get out of the call, so they're not showing up. My fear brain was definitely telling me that. And I'm so glad that I didn't listen because you're all here and it's proving that part of my brain wrong. And hopefully you've been having that same experience today as you've been unpacking some of your fears in today's challenge and also throughout this week as you've been playing along. And I've so enjoyed reading all of your posts. And since I was traveling today, I didn't really get a chance to dive into all of them and comment, but I promise I'm going to read them. And I've seen a lot of them. If you've tagged me, I just haven't responded. So let's just take a breath for a moment and really arrive here, because this is so freaking exciting. And I also want to make the point that, that energy of excitement that we feel in our bodies when we're in the space where we're sort of like expanding or growing, or we're on the verge of something awesome and great and new, is also the same energy as fear. It's actually the same vibration of energy, which fascinated me when I first learned that a few years ago. And it makes perfect sense, because when we are expanding, when we are growing, when we are up to amazing things and we are going out there, we're putting ourselves out, we're expanding our comfort zone, all these things, we're also going to feel a bit of that contraction at the same time, right? That inevitable expansion contraction cycle is something that is modeled to us in nature, in childbirth, in every single process. And so why should we be surprised that that is exactly what happens for us as humans when we up level, or when we change the state of our being? So just keeping that in mind. If at any point in this call that you're feeling that excitement or that energy, or you're getting a little bit of like a rush of a heartbeat, or you're feeling uncomfortable in a sense, can you reframe that and challenge yourself to feel excited? Label that excitement instead of fear. And oh my gosh, okay, I'm just getting so excited looking at all your names. I love all of you so much, and I'm so glad that you're here. And some of you I haven't even met yet, which is super exciting too. And thank you so much for sharing this time with me tonight and with all of us in sisterhood to just come here and to share yourself and to celebrate yourself. This is amazing. Imagine if every single woman in the world was doing this on a Friday night right now. The world would be a completely different place. And so thank you for showing up for yourself and for sisterhood and for this challenge. You've been doing such a beautiful job. And I know some of you have reached out as well who haven't been posting on Instagram, who have said, I've been doing the challenge, I'm just not posting, and that's totally fine too. I want you to get whatever the experience you need is out of the challenge. And so I'm so glad that you've been taking it into your own hands and making the experience what you need it to be, because that's really what this is all about. And that's what Sexy Soulful Success is about. It's about having your own brand and your own unique way of doing things, your own approach to success, and being willing to change course and being willing to shift shape when you need to in order for it to feel best to you. So good job. Good job for doing that and for taking that into your own hands. So for those of you who don't know me, because I haven't had the chance to meet all of you in person, which is really fun and exciting. So I'm Emily Castle. I'm a soulful success coach for women entrepreneurs and leaders worldwide. I love fresh flowers and puppy snuggles with my mini Australian Shepherd Kai, and I love reading inspiring books, and I love sunshine, which is why I moved from Pittsburgh to Charleston a year and a half ago. Even though now we've gotten snow, it's still been sunny, so I guess that counts. I love a great cup of tea, and I love natural remedies, and I love spontaneously breaking out into Broadway song, which Caitlin, who's on the call with us, definitely knows and has done with me in person when we were in Mexico for a yoga retreat together a few months ago. And On the intellectual side of things, I've also been obsessed with spirituality and women's health and business as a vehicle for making the world a better place, and sustainability and positive psychology, all of these things that I incorporate and weave into my business now. I've been loving and just called toward these topics and subjects since I was a preteen. So this is not new for me in a lot of ways. Of course it is when we start a business, but I'm sure that for all of you too, you can see the common threads of where you've been called to certain things throughout your life. And those have been the things that have captured your attention, have captivated you, and have held your attention to this point. And maybe even some of those things have popped up for you this week as you've done the challenge and gone through the steps. So I also attended Chatham College for Women for my bachelor's in psychology with a minor in marketing and sustainable food systems. And I received my coaching certification through Mentor Masterclass and learned from 13 top coaches in the industry and my mentor, Janine Yoder, who is absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked out Mentor Masterclass, if you are interested in being a coach in the future, let me know. I'd love to chat with you about that. And yeah, so I believe that the world needs more women who are truly alive and awake in their feminine essence, who are confidently pursuing their soul's purpose in a way that doesn't lead to overwhelm, stress, or burnout. And I happen to have some special superpowers. By the way, you may notice that I'm going through my statement that we all created this week, and I would love for you to share this with us too, if you haven't already done so, on Instagram. And it's proof that this thing works. Like, I love this format so much. It was so fun to create. So I have some special superpowers, like creating soulful strategies that feel fun for women leaders and entrepreneurs so that they can create lives and businesses that feel like freedom to them. And people who know me well and my clients always tell me that I'm really awesome at balancing strategic masculine structures with soulful feminine flow to help women create a big impact and pursue their sacred vision while still being able to show up and be present in their lives for what matters most to them outside of running their businesses. So I've married all of these things together to solve the problem of too many women's voices going unheard, their callings going unanswered, and their fullest lives remaining dreams instead of reality. And I'm on a mission to help emerging and established women leaders and entrepreneurs overcome the fears, self-doubt, shoulds, and lack of knowledge, support, community, and real examples that keep them from playing bigger in all areas of their life. And that's why I'm so passionate about the work that I do in the world. And I'm going to share a little bit about that with you later at the end of this call. But I'm really anxious and excited to just dive into the content that I've prepared for you tonight so that we can make sure that we get through everything and that I don't have you here until like 10 o'clock. Just kidding. I would never have you here until 10 o'clock, even if we didn't get through it. But I want to make sure that I'm appreciating and respecting and honoring your time and your commitment. So I'm so, so excited again that you've joined us. I can't even express like how excited I really am. This is such a dream come true in so many ways. I feel like 2018 has been such a pivotal year for me already, and we are literally 5 days in, which is crazy. And I'm hoping that you're all feeling that way too, and feeling that buzz and that excitement in your body for what's to come this year and the big changes that are ready for you to take hold of them. And I know a lot of you might still be snowed in if you're on the East Coast. And I'm so grateful that you're choosing to spend your cozy, snuggled up time here with us tonight instead of maybe a Netflix binge or something that you might do otherwise. So I'd love for us to just go around and just make this a bit of a sister circle. I want to share this experience with you of what it's like to be in a sister circle call with me. And so I'd love to just go through and hear your voices and hear your name and where you're from. And if there's anything, if you've chosen a theme word for this year, awesome. I want to hear it. Maybe just one word of intention for this call or for this year ahead. And yeah, I'm going to just unmute you as we go. So I'm going to start with, oh wait, maybe that's not the best idea. I don't want to like unmute you when you're not ready. So if you want to unmute yourself and just share, let's do that. And you can just take initiative and unmute yourself. I'd love to hear your voice. So whoever's feeling called to go first, please do.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Flynn. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, and I've lived here for almost 8 years. We're actually out of heat right now, and just kind of like a quick, my husband is with the HVAC guy. I may have to like dip out of this call, so I don't want to be rude, but I wanted to just throw that out there. And I'm like, have my kids watching a movie right next to me right now since my husband is away. But anyways, I really enjoyed it this week and this challenge. The word I chose this year is actually willpower. It's kind of like a random thing I came across on Facebook where it was like all these words and you're supposed to just take a screenshot when you wanted to stop, kind of like a spin the wheel thing. And I landed on that word and I just really felt drawn to that word. And I was writing it down in my journal and that's the word I chose for 2018. So nice to meet everyone.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing and thank you for being here despite all of the reasons you may have previously thought you should not come.
Yeah.
I love it. Such commitment and willpower, right? Way to embody that right off the bat. I love it.
Exactly.
All right. Who's up next?
I'll go next. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in a Starbucks in Target, which is really weird. So you might hear some other stuff. I'm Courtney. I'm also in Charleston, and weirdly, I've also been here for 8 years. And my word for the year, which Emily knows this, she helped me decide on it, is thrive. Because I've been making a lot of changes in my personal life in 2017, and now I want to flourish and thrive. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I might have to leave at some point early too, because I have to pick up my husband from work. So yeah, crazy times here in Charleston right now.
Yes, thank you for being here, love. All right.
I'll go next.
Okay, hi.
Since we're doing all of the Charleston crew, I'm Anna. I'm from Charleston as well. Kind of trying to stay bundled up. My word for this year is shift, transition, kind of have both been coming up. So I'm just kind of like embracing that part of my life. It's a lot of discomfort when you have change. So a huge part of doing this challenge was kind of just focus on where I'm at, embrace it, and realize and appreciate it as the journey continues.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. So excited to see you. All right.
Hi. I'll go next. Hi. My name is Adria, and I live in Pittsburgh. And I think I'm new to the group, so I'm not exactly sure what the criteria is for picking a word yet. This is my first time being exposed to the group at all. So, but I have been thinking a lot about like a resolution for the year, and I found that like everything I could come up with just involved some kind of like self-care, or I really want to make this year about creating boundaries for me and just, confidence and just trying to really protect myself and be self-serving. So I think for me, if it counts, my word for this year will be me. So I just really want to take care of myself this year and not focus so much on, pleasing everybody else. Hopefully you guys can relate to that as well.
I love that. I got full body chills when you said my word for the year is me. Oh my God. So powerful and awesome. And I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yay. All right.
Hi, everyone. I felt like I would go next.
Hi.
I'm a little behind. Hi. Hey. So I actually thought I would go next because that's funny. I didn't have a word yet either, but I was asked over New Year's Eve what my intention would be for this year, and the only thing I could think of was me.
Wow.
Everything came back to movement. And yeah, and I think everything came back to movement and like uncovering a lot of stuff in 2017, and now being in the process of choosing to take care of me and see myself as whole, and everything kind of came back to really taking care of myself. So I'm Audra, and I'm from Charleston, by the way. Hey guys.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. So good to see you. And wild that you both chose the same word at the last minute. That's so awesome. All right. Who's up next?
Hi, I'm Isabel. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, I'm new to you guys. I'm actually in Oakland, California, where it's raining, but not, no snow. And I'm really happy to be here. I also recently graduated from Mentor Masterclass, which is how I found you, Emily.
Awesome.
And also cannot speak more highly of Janine and her program. And my word for the year is ease. And I love hearing people use the word me. I'm going to let that percolate a little bit. I was looking back on the last year and noticing all the things that were difficult and wishing that they hadn't been so hard. And so I decided to spend some time contemplating the difference between easy and ease. And a lot of my life isn't always easy, and that's a little bit out of my control. However, my desire is to focus on how to make this year's difficulties more easeful, because hardship is sometimes inevitable. And rather than try to control it, which I have a tendency to do, I just want to be able to allow it to be what it is. And to me, that's kind of what ease brings up for me. So.
Beautiful, Isabel. Thank you for being here. It's so great to meet you. And actually, my word for 2017 was ease. So that's really awesome.
Wow. I would love to hear.
Yes, I'll share with you. Yeah. Awesome. All right, ladies, who else is here?
Hi, my name is Allison.
Hi.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Very good. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm excited to be here tonight. And my word for this year is devotion. And I picked the word devotion because to me it sounds like love, and I really enjoy spending my life in that kind of that light and that feeling. But it also sounds to me like taking inspired action every day and keeping course on what I really want to do in my life. And I feel like it's a blend of the masculine and feminine energies in one word. So that's why I chose that word. And I'm so excited.
I'm so excited you're here, Allison. And funny story, that was my word for the year before in 2016.
Yay! That's awesome.
All right. If the next person shares what was my theme for 2015, then we really have some crazy magic happening. All right, ladies. Has anyone else not had their voice heard yet? Would you like to share with us who you are and your intention? Okay. If not, that's totally okay. You can also be quiet on this call. It's okay. You can make it whatever you need it to be, as I said before. So, okay. I'm so excited. I actually pulled a card for us, and it was wild what card came up. And so the card that I pulled is Collaborative Dreaming. Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry. I had to rejoin. This is Stella.
Oh, hi. No problem.
Hi. Sorry, I had to hang up. My bad. I'm muting myself now.
Okay.
Or you can mute me. I'm on the telephone, so I can't see you guys.
Okay. I'll hit mute on you for a second. Okay. Awesome. So the card that I pulled was Collaborative Dreaming, which felt so relevant for this call. And I love to pull a card at the beginning of every sister circle that I lead. And so this is no different. And let me just read you the message of this card. And if you want to take a moment to just close your eyes and drop in with yourself, maybe just place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, both hands on your heart, two hands on your lap, palms face up, palm face down, whatever feels good. So this card says, your heart is big enough to dream not only for yourself, but for a new humanity. Imagine a world that is healed with respect, understanding, and with community that fosters life. Even your dreams that relate to you alone will contribute positively to the greater good because that is the nature of your heart. Your heart naturally and intelligently cooperates in a grand scheme of loving creativity, working to heal the hearts of the world. The heart creates win-win situations that benefit the individual and the collective. You are being asked to honor your growing desire to co-create with conscious, like-minded people. Your collaborative dreaming is a heart-inspired win-win, bringing mutual enhancement to yourself and others. The heart wants to love and be loved. Working with others creatively is a way to allow the heart to grow. It is a chance for you to learn how to honor yourself and others and to find ways to live and let live simply by growing and strengthening your active trust in your heart's guidance. You are asked to bear the rough patches that can happen when you work creatively with others. Ideas might clash and there can be friction, particularly if you have different ways of working. Sometimes big dreams need more fire to ignite them into reality. More fire might require more friction along the creative path. It is not meant to be a permanent condition, just an aspect of the creative process from which you can learn something useful if you wish. Your guidance is to embrace any experiences of friction or tension within yourself or as you work with another with compassion, detachment, and tolerance. Creative endeavors, particularly involving groups, can bring up unresolved issues about being valued, heard, or capable. They can also trigger disputes about taking responsibility or inflame insecurities about being cast into unfamiliar roles of leadership or having to follow. This might happen for you, for others, or for all involved. The stronger the creative energy that flows, the more likely that triggering will take place. It is the nature of creative energy to move in all directions. It doesn't just want to grow one project. Everything that comes into contact with it will grow. That means that the art and the artist are in the process of creation. This can be smooth, but it is more likely to be rough sailing, at least at times. This is not a sign of something isn't working. Far from it. It is more usually a sign that growth is happening and you are feeling the growing pains. This oracle is guiding you to stay in your integrity, honor what you feel, and remember why you chose to open up to group endeavors in the first place, especially if the group involvement becomes complex or challenging. Call on unconditional love each day and evening. It only takes a moment to do. I call on unconditional love. Please help and guide me in this project. You are going through this experience or will be in a near future because you are part of a new creative learning program for humanity. This learning program is taking place at a spiritual level and it requires highly individualistic and creative people to learn to work with each other without compromising who they are in order to reach a common creative goal. It is wonderful, important, and challenging creative and spiritual work. You need a strong sense of self to be able to engage in the process and not lose your voice during the journey. You need a strong enough sense of self to be flexible and know when to bend rather than break. You have to intuit what is going to be a good heart-inspired sacrifice for the greater good and when you will need to stay true to your own voice for the greater good. Only the heart can guide you on these matters, and others may not always agree with your instincts and vice versa. That is part of the challenge of staying present so that the friction created can be channeled into creative energy rather than lost in emotional turmoil. You are asked to trust your heart and not to allow any group to become more powerful than the wisdom of your own heart. Always allow the sacred rebel within you to question authority. Is it loving and wise authority, or is it coming from a place of fear-based control? Look to your heart's wisdom to discern whether your involvement in a group is healthy or not. Sometimes a group can only receive so much of our energy before it is time to move on. Sometimes a group is not receiving us at all, but we feel that we are meant to be a guiding hand in it for a period of time before our heart urges us to let go. Ask for guidance, and you will know what to do, and you must trust your own voice above any other. I love that for the start of this call. One, because it's really focused on collaboration and dreaming. And that's really what this call is about. Number one, bringing us all together in sisterhood like this, and also for this challenge, really helping yourself create a really strong sense of self so that you can be flexible when challenges do come up, so that you can keep your eye on your vision and on your mission as you navigate the murky waters at times that can come up along the challenge and along the journey. So I want to take a moment to just share with you a little bit about the process behind this challenge and what we've really been doing all week. And so for those of you who haven't noticed, there is a beliefs, potential, action, results cycle that is called the success cycle. And for me, I like to think of this as the soulful success cycle because I love that term. That's part of my brand, and that's what I do. So let's call this the soulful success cycle. All 5 days of this challenge, we've worked hard on restoring and up-leveling your belief in yourself and your success. We've uniquely defined your success to suit your vision and values. We've also worked on seeing greater and different potential as a result of these new belief systems you're embodying and taking on. So by taking the daily actions that you've been taking every day this week, you're starting to see new results in your life. And I can see that in your posts. And maybe that's the way you feel in your inner game and confidence and clarity in your life, or it could be the way you show up and speak with clients or serve the people in your tribe, or even in the form of inspiration to take new, bigger, or different actions in your life and in your business, or in whatever it is that you're pursuing and that you're up to in the world. And it's all well and good to manifest and just envision and do all that good stuff. But if we aren't taking action, we aren't actually creating any new results. And that's the whole point of coaching. It's the whole point of life. It's the whole point of growth and expansion and being a leader and being a powerful co-creator of your life experience and of your business. And you are the one in the driver's seat calling the shots, and only you can be responsible for the results you create or don't create in your life. This is a hard lesson to learn at times because we can get caught up in the desire to blame or point fingers or look outside of ourselves to, say this is the reason or these circumstances are causing this for me, when really, ultimately, you are the one making the decisions, and your decisions are based on your belief system. Your belief system informs the potential you see in any situation. The potential you see informs the action you take, and the action you take informs the results that you create. And so if your belief system is off, or if your belief system doesn't support the results that you want to create in your life, that's an area of growth probably for all of us at some level. Sometimes it's a bigger gap and sometimes it's a smaller gap, but a lot of the times that's what's really happening. It's why you're not creating the results that you may want to be creating. It's why if you're feeling challenged or stuck right now in your life or in your business growth, why you aren't already seeing the results that you're desiring. So many of us, because we're human, get caught up in the cycle of victimhood instead of being the victors and the heroines of our own life stories, like we talked about a few days ago in the challenge. We feel like circumstances arise that are totally out of our control, that life is happening to us, that there's nothing we can do about it, or we feel like we're just a fill in the blank type of person, a go with the flow person, or a type A person, etc. And we never stray from that label or box that we've put ourselves in. And ultimately, by doing that, we create limits for ourselves based on our belief systems and the things we hold true about what's possible for us, about who we are, about what success has to look like, about what business has to look like, or what entrepreneurship has to look like, or what leadership has to look like, and also about what it means to be a powerful woman. So this week, we've been shifting all of those beliefs, revitalizing your sense of self, helping you to re-energize and to clarify where you're going, who you are, who you serve, and what your mission really is. So essentially, we've started to peel back the top layer of who you are and why you're here and what you're going to do about it in order to make the world a better place, which I know all of you are such incredible women, such incredible souls. And I know that each of you is here because you want to make a difference. You want to create some kind of change in the world. You want to lead some kind of movement of some kind. And even me saying that might kind of be a little bit scary to you, but I know that somewhere inside of you, you wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case for you. If you didn't feel called to do something bigger with this life experience than most people do, and even maybe what you see most people around you doing, which is why you've come to this call, which is probably why you've connected with me in the first place, which is why you're interested in sisterhood, which is why you're showing up right now, which is really exciting. And just thinking about, that collective power, that collective intention, that if we all bring that to the table, then what's possible for us? Then what's possible for that group if we are amplifying each other's intentions by holding similar intentions and visions for creating a better world that is more soulful and successful, that we can approach it from that place, then we're really amplifying that intention and able to create it so much faster, with so much more ease, with so much more beauty, with so much more devotion, with so much more intention. And it becomes a lot faster, right? It's like a catalyzer to have women in sisterhood surrounding you, holding similar visions, committed and devoted to similar visions, and making the world a better place. Even if one person's idea and approach to how to do that looks completely different from yours, that's totally okay. Ultimately, we are responsible for creating the future. We are the ones who are making the changes now that are going to, affect future generations of children and lineages beyond us. And if we don't take responsibility for doing that now, the world is not going to change. It doesn't just change by default. We are the ones who have to create that change actively with intention, creating a vision for a world that we want to see happen, and then going and doing it, actually making it happen. And I think that's the part where a lot of us get tripped up, right? Because we can all talk about like, oh, well, wouldn't it be nice if, and this is my vision for the world. But if you're not taking the action to make it happen and to bring it to life right now, what's the point, right? Like, you can hold a vision that's nice, but if you're not doing anything about it to create it actively, to get the results that you're wanting, to create that world, then it's not happening. And that is a detriment, I believe, to your service in a way. It's almost like you're taking your life purpose and slapping it in the face and saying, not now, I don't care, right? Like, that doesn't feel good for you either. But there is a discomfort in actually taking that action, which is at times can be greater than your perceived benefit to not doing it. So that's really what it's all about. And I meet so many women with amazing hearts and big dreams and big goals who want to serve and to make the world a better place, but they're in their own way and they're playing small, or they're hiding out, or they're stuck in a scarcity mindset, and their mindset and clarity and confidence in themselves and their vision hasn't yet caught up with their vision, and there's a gap there. And that gap is ultimately what keeps them from taking the action, from reaching their full potential, from achieving greatness and mastery in their craft, and from becoming a leader. So when that gap stays where it is and doesn't get filled, they stay stuck in overwhelm and confusion and stress. And there's a lack of focus about who they are, why they're here, and what they're meant to do about it. And for me, this is the worst thing in the world, because it means that your mission isn't happening, that you aren't fully free, fulfilled, or in flow in your life or your business. You aren't able to serve. You're not filled up from the inside out. You're not able to spread your wings and truly soar, because there's an unbearable weight holding you down on the ground, keeping you stuck in your lower mind or ego mind that has you viewing yourself as separate from brilliance and limitlessness and all the abundance that is meant for you. And when you believe that you are separate from all of that, you end up creating a situation where you compare, where you judge, where you compete. And that's why sisterhood and women circling together is so healing and so powerful, not just because we get to feel good about ourselves after, but because we are able to recognize that we are indeed one, and we are not separate. We are not separate from our other women in our struggles or our triumphs, and we are already whole and capable of creating absolutely anything that we desire in this world. And yes, that includes making money in your business and exceeding your financial goals as well, because if you're not doing that, I don't believe you're really running a sustainable business or you're creating a sustainable life. The fact of the matter is, we live in this world and we need money to be able to survive. And maybe I mean, if you're in a very interesting circumstance, maybe you don't, and maybe you are living on a commune where you are trading goods with other people, but I don't think most of us fall into that category. I don't know for a fact that anyone on this call is falling into that category at the moment. That would be awesome. If you could do that, please do. That would be really cool. But ultimately, this world operates in that way, and there's no reason why you don't deserve to have the abundance financially that you deserve in this world, because ultimately money is just energy, abundance is energy, things are energy, people are energy, everything is energy, and you can create that. You can create whatever it is that you want in your life, and it doesn't mean that you have to give up the financial piece, the financial well-being, if you do something that you love. And I think that's something that a lot of women, we have this belief system, this old belief lingering and lurking in the background, that if we were to leave a full-time job, or if we were to leave something that we kind of hate doing or that is soul-sucking for us, that we can't make money doing what we would love. And that is absolutely untrue. I can tell you that, living proof. I can tell you that from a lot of the women that I've worked with in the past. I can tell you that from women that I surround myself with. It is so important to have examples around you constantly of the type of life and business that you want to run and the approach that you want to have when you're doing it, so that you know, and your new belief system is constantly reinforced, that this is possible, that you can do it, that it is real, that it is not some like bright, shiny thing only reserved for a certain 1% of people, that you can be that as well, and that you can join that tribe, and that you can be part of that, and you can create that in your life, and that it's not separate from you either, just like everything else. So let's start by revisiting all of this week's daily challenges in case you missed one, or in case you forgot about all the amazing work and expansion you showed up and did this week for yourself. So just recapping, day 1, you clarified your big, sexy vision for soulful success. That really, it was all about aiming your arrow in the direction that you want to go in, clarifying what it is that you really want, what are your values, what are your priorities, knowing where you want to go so that you can bridge that gap that we talked about and start to visualize yourself being there already, making this visualization a ritual for yourself, and starting to work on developing the beliefs that you need in order to hold this vision and make it possible. Day 2, we went through being on a mission. We clarified your personal mission statements to achieve laser focus on who you are, why you're here, and how you want to serve. We now know the difference we want to make in the world, how we're going to lead and show up and be, so that we can create the world we want to live in. On day 3, we went through confidently sharing your purpose, and you learned how to introduce yourself and share about what you do in a way that feels fun and authentic and totally not salesy or icky at all. You've stepped into leadership by creating this statement and sharing it on your Instagram page for some of you. Some of you, maybe it's on your website, or maybe you've just kept it for yourself, so that you can practice creating new results and magnetizing your tribe of people who you're meant to serve toward you. And on day 4, yesterday, we talked about sistering and the power of being a sister. You recognized and learned about and experienced the power of sisterhood in your life by being a sister to other women throughout the day, and really stretching yourself to see all women as your sisters and not just as people to be in competition with, or to judge, or to close your heart off to, like our culture often wants us to when we interact with other women. Even we see on reality TV, or whatever kinds of shows that we're watching, we often see these dynamics between women that are so limiting, that are so toxic and destructive, and that's the only example we have. I think a lot of times, when I first started receiving and being part of sisterhood that was being led for me in Mentor Masterclass, it was a totally different experience from what I was experiencing at my 9-to-5 job at the time. That spot was very catty. There was a lot of talking behind people's backs. There was a lot of judging people. There was a lot of inside BS talking, and that is not sisterhood, and that is not the way that we're meant to interact together as women. We are not meant to pull each other down. That is so opposite. And I believe that sisterhood is really our instinct, and that we're wired for this, and we are so fulfilled by sisterhood and being in connection with other women that is sacred and soulful and beautiful and uplifting and inspiring and supportive and all of those beautiful words that I could keep going on about, but you get the picture. It is nourishing for us on a deep soul level to be in sisterhood, in community with other women. And especially, like I was saying before, with women who have a shared vision for making the world a better place. And your vision can look totally different from one another, but that the fact that you are all walking a path toward a similar destination makes it even more powerful for you to be in connection together. And then, of course, today we talked about fearless feminine freedom, and you've learned how to handle fears when they inevitably pop up on your journey to expansion. You've learned how to catch and call yourself out if you're hiding in plain sight or masking your fears or self-doubt with busyness or like overly perfectionism. You've learned the value in shifting your mindset from the hamster wheel of perfectionism and overwhelm to fearless feminine freedom by setting up the external and internal structures and strategies for full-on freedom, flow, and fulfillment. So there is such an importance in this cycle. We've journeyed through all of these things where you've been asked to expand and to grow and to stretch yourself and to think outside of your box and to envision something bigger and something grander for yourself this year. And this is where we normally stop. This is where we either stop or we keep chugging on in a direction that we're not really 100% sure is right because we're not looking up and seeing, oh, what are the signs happening? Where are the, it's like if when I was driving to Atlanta, I looked down the whole time. I can't even see the road. How am I going to know if there's a sign coming up or if there's another car in front of me or if there's an opportunity to go to a Starbucks? Because who doesn't like that opportunity on a 5-hour road trip, right? And so if we're on this journey, this is where we usually stop, right? We do like a week of work and we think like, oh yeah, I'm in such a great place. And you're in definitely a better place than you would have been had you not done a week of work. But what happens after this point is really important. And what happens tonight is really important. Because when we stop to celebrate what we've actually done and accomplished, we create so much more stickiness to those habits. We create so much more pleasure associated with taking action. We create such a beautiful cycle to wrap up the cycle of beliefs, potential, action, results. When we celebrate, we actually lock in the results so much more, which means that we lock in the whole process so much easier, which means we reinforce and we basically build a better foundation for ourselves to be more soulful, sexy, soulful, and successful in the future, that we wouldn't be able to build it if we didn't have that celebration piece, because otherwise you'll probably go about taking actions day to day as you normally would, as you, go through life, go through the habits, get caught up in your own patterns again, and come back and maybe forget about all of this, right? You might, throughout the year, we have 365 days. We've spent 5 of them together. There are still 360 days for you to totally disregard all of this, right? So you can choose that. Or you can choose to commit to yourself to celebrate what you've done, to lock it in, and to have some stickiness to those habits and those new ways of being and showing up in the world, that new way of being a leader in your life. You can choose that now by celebrating. And I'm going to share with you how to do that. So we just walked through all of the things that you've actually accomplished. And for each of you, there's going to be probably one day that stood out most to you, one thing that you're most proud of, or one thing that you loved about one of the days that really lit up something in you that you didn't think about before, or an insight or something that you haven't been thinking about much. So the reason that celebration is so important is that it allows us to take a moment to pause and to remember what we've accomplished instead of racing through like most of us do to get on to the next thing, and to actually recognize what it took to create a new result or a shift in our perception, our reality, our experience in our lives overall. So we typically forget this step, and it is so critical to acknowledge your progress and how far you've come and to celebrate yourself before moving on to the next thing. This is how we create success that's not only sustainable from an energetic standpoint and doesn't burn us out, but that is fulfilling, and it doesn't have us feeling empty, even though we've checked off all the items on our to-do list or on our success list or on our dream board or whatever. This actually creates so much more of a stickiness and actually allows us to tune in and remember what it took from us, because that's actually the important part. The important part of celebrating your action is recognizing what it took from you to create those new results, right? Those new behaviors, those new patterns, those new insights. What did it take from you? I'm guessing probably for a lot of you, it took slowing down a little bit and carving out some space. I'm guessing for a lot of you also, it probably took remembering to open an email in the morning. It probably took remembering to, take a picture and follow through on those actions that I gave you. But it also took your commitment and your devotion to creating space for this transformation to happen, whatever your transformation has been over the past 5 days. And any transformation in the future will also require that of you. It will require that you create space, that you receive support for what it is that you're trying to do, because a lot of times you're going to be, when you're trying to expand and when you're growing, you haven't been there before. So of course you're not going to know step by step, forwards and backwards, the best way to go about it, right? That's just, we're not born knowing all of those things about life, or else what would be the point of living and trying and failing and realigning and all of those things, adjusting, growing, all that stuff. So don't be hard on yourself about that, because you're not supposed to know everything, or else there would be no journey left. You'd be done. You'd be born and then you die, because your purpose would already be fulfilled. So that doesn't work, and we need to stop and acknowledge what it is that we've done and how we got there. Like, what is the how? Because oftentimes when I talk to women, they are so confused about the how when it comes to how to create the type of success that they want, how to create the vision that they want. It's not that they don't know what they want, it's I don't know how. And so we're going to talk about how. And so this is one way. This is the first step. So let's just take a moment and close your eyes and really close your eyes, let yourself really sink into what it is that you're sitting on right now. And consider where you were just 1 week ago. So last Friday night, what were you doing? What were you wearing? Where were you? Who was around you? What was going on? What was your focus? How did you feel? And most importantly, what did you expect or perceive to be possible for you in the span of 1 year? And once you've remembered what you believed was possible for the year, I want you to consider what you believed was possible for a 1 week time frame. What did you think was possible in 1 week, last week on Friday? Where did you think you'd be today? Now, I want you to envision yourself today, where you are, except you're standing in a beautiful, thriving garden, your favorite flowers, your favorite plants. Everything is in full bloom and it's vibrant, it's gorgeous, it smells amazing. Noticing what kinds of flowers are surrounding you, colors they are, what the scent is like. Really just take in your surroundings here. And then notice as you start to lift your gaze to look in front of you. You're no longer looking down at the garden where you're standing, but you're looking in front of you in this beautiful field and garden. You see a throne in front of you in the middle of this beautiful garden where all these flowers and new life are growing. And it is the most amazing throne you could ever imagine. It's your favorite color. It's made of gold and jewels. The fabric is velvety and soft. It's so inviting. Has your name on it, basically. And it's inviting you to come take a seat. There's no one else in this garden. The seat is meant only for you. And as you start to walk toward the throne, will you take your seat there? And if not, if you're feeling hesitant, what's coming up for you? What's holding you back from sitting in that seat? And as you take your seat on the throne, you see before you the full landscape of your queendom. Your vision has come to life that you've created on day one of this challenge earlier this week. Everything is exactly as you wish it could be. As if you waved your magic wand and suddenly your vision appeared and unfurled in front of you like you're watching a movie on a screen, laying out your most exquisite life. You're making a powerful contribution to the world. You are a leader. You are successful in all ways, in your own unique way that you feel called. Seeing it as you want it to be, watching this movie play out, taking a moment to feel how you feel watching this story play out, your own sexy, soulful success story. How do you sit in your body in this throne? What are you wearing? In your movie, what does your day today look like? What is your perfect, beautiful vision of what that would look like for you? Who is with you in your movie? What are you doing? What's your presence like? And as you bring your movie to a close, just ask this majestic version of you what it would take to get from where you are to where she is. What would it take to get to where you are today to where she is? Let her answer surprise you. Now bring your left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly, or womb space. Beginning to shift your body to feel the way you felt as your majestic, sovereign, powerful self. Maybe rolling your shoulders back, assuming your position as a sovereign leader of your life and mission on this planet. And taking a moment here to pause and recognize the magnitude of this responsibility and this gift that you're being given. You're being initiated into your mission, onto your path, knowing that within the obstacles presented to you lie the growth potential needed for you to become the version of yourself who's capable of achieving and creating everything your vision holds before you. So at this time, ask yourself, what resources will I need to make that happen? What kind of support is needed at this time to fill in the gap between where I am and where this sovereign, majestic self is inviting me to be? And when you have your answers, just begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently coming back into your body and into the present moment, gently blinking your eyes open. And if that meditation visualization did not do it for you, that is totally fine. You can come back and listen to it later. You can make up your own. You can do something else. You can envision it differently. You can fill in different words, whatever works for you. But if there's anyone who is feeling like they want to share something, if there's anything that came up for you during that visualization, I'd love to hear it. And I'd love to hear her voice and share, whatever you would like to share with us that is present for you and that came up during that visualization. So you can just unmute yourself if you feel called to share.
Emily, that was so beautiful. I'm so happy that you shared that with us. And I really felt that it just kind of put me at peace. I was feeling a little bit nervous throughout the call. I don't know why, but it just kind of took me back to why I'm here and my purpose for being here and feeling the energy of everyone in the group. And something that I think she told me, which I think was interesting and just came out, was belief. So believing in myself. So that's something that came out.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Allison.
Thank you.
Anybody else? We have time for one more share. All right, we will just move on then. We're almost to my favorite part of the call where I get to give away the amazing prizes from our challenge sponsors. But before I do that, I want to share with you some opportunities to bridge that gap between your present moment, where you are today, and your vision for the year ahead, and that sovereign self. So first, I want to share with you a bit about the Soulful Success Collective group coaching program. And registration for this program, actually, I extended it and it's actually closing tonight. And I have a special offer for all of you who have attended the live call. So pay attention here to see if this is something you may be interested in. And if so, we may want to take advantage of that special offer that I have for all of you who are live tonight. So the Soulful Success Collective is a group coaching program. We actually meet similarly to this call every single week for 6 months. And it is for ambitious women on a mission, like all of you here who are leaders and entrepreneurs. You don't have to have a business to be part of this group, but if you are thinking about starting one, that's awesome. You'd fit right in. It doesn't matter if you are in the beginning stages of your business or if you're working full-time still or if you're a seasoned expert in your industry, this program is going to share with you a totally new approach to creating soulful success on your own terms that feels enlivening, supported, and sexy to you every single day. So we'll meet weekly, like I said, for group coaching, and there will be 2 groups meeting weekly with me where you'll receive laser-focused coaching in Q&A style on the Zoom conference line. So no matter where you are in the world, you'll feel like we're in the same room, gathered together in sisterhood like we are on this call. You'll also receive each month a monthly workbook and guided meditation. You'll be matched with an accountability partner that I'll hand select for you, and you'll receive access to our private Facebook group. You'll also get instant access to my bonus resource folder on Google Drive, where I have compiled a few years of resources and tools and e-courses to support your growth and expansion in a fearless, feminine, and free way, of course. And you'll also receive access to monthly guest mentors who I'll invite to join us for a Facebook Live training in our group in their area of expertise. And something that I really am excited about with this program is that the guest mentors and the topics for each month are not yet decided. So I want to make sure that this is something that is able to serve the women in the program. So if you have questions about finances, I'll bring in a financial expert. And you don't have to wait until like April, because April is when we're talking about that. These are going to be real-time, at your service guest mentors who are going to be able to answer any questions that I can't for you and be able to help support the growth of the group and create the momentum that we need to keep moving and to never get stuck or stay stagnant in your growth throughout this 6-month period. There will also be so many bonus goodies and surprises along the way, but as we meet each week in sisterhood, we're building the consistency necessary to devote yourself to creating the vision that you're holding for yourself this year in 2018. You'll be provided with the support, the tools, the resources, and the accountability to spread those wings and fly this year, achieving more than you ever thought possible. We'll also be covering some of my favorite topics, including living with the natural cycles and rhythms in your feminine body and nature, and we will have so much fun while creating massive transformations in your life and your business, no matter what stage you're at. So if you're interested in joining us and you're live on the call tonight for the Soulful Success Collective, I'm gifting each of you the first month for 50% off. So there's a 6-month commitment, as I mentioned, for this program. And when you sign up to join before 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight, you can use this code to save. And for the following months, your investment will be just $197 a month. And you can either cancel or choose to continue after the initial 6-month period. So to claim your gift, for everyone on the call who's live tonight, if you haven't yet joined us for the Soulful Success Collective and you want to, you can go to emilycastle.com/collective and enter the code Accelerate. And that's kind of a hard word to spell. I probably should have put an easier word in there, but it is ACCELERATE, and it's all caps. So you can enter that at checkout if you want to use that for 50% off your first month in the program. And ladies, just a quick note on this program, the call times were a concern for some people. And so I've decided to actually open a second circle to suit the schedule needs of those of you who work full time during the week or who can't make it to the noon Eastern time on Wednesdays. So that call time will be determined based on everyone's schedules, and we'll find a time that works for everyone in the group once we have all signups completed. So I've run many group coaching programs over the past few years, and we have never not been able to find a time that worked for everyone's schedule. So don't worry about that if you're feeling called to join us. If for some reason we're not able to find a time that works for you at all, I'd be more than happy to refund your first payment and release you from your 6-month commitment. That being said, since you are making an investment in this program, as are the other women, please do make these live calls a priority. The integrity of the sisterhood that we're building and creating together needs all of us in order to be sustainable and strong and successful. So we need you present, and you are such a valuable part of the community that we're building. So if you're feeling called to join us and you think this program is for you, you know that you're ready to create that sovereign version of yourself, you're ready to show up consistently every single week to make progress and to stay accountable to what it is that you want to create, and actualizing this vision and all the work that you've put in this week and actually putting it into practice in your life outside of this week, then I'd love for you to join us. You're going to, if you do decide to join the program, you're going to receive amazing support, accountability, and resources to embody a new paradigm of feminine leadership that we've talked about tonight, to harmonize the strategy and soul in your life and business, and to create massive results in your life and business this year, specifically over the next 6 months. And if you choose to join us for more than 6 months, that's totally awesome. I'd love to have you. If not, if you decide your journey's over at that time, that's fine too. You can go, no strings attached. But there is a reason that it is 6 months. And I find that in a 6-month window, we're actually able to create massive transformation. And we need these containers most of the time to create that transformation where we are committed to showing up for ourselves. Otherwise, we tend to fall off. We fall off the wagon. We don't follow through. We tend not to hold ourselves accountable. We get distracted. We get other things, bright, shiny object syndrome, right? We all kind of have that at some points in time. And we lose focus. And so the 6-month time frame is very intentional, and it's something that I've spent a lot of time and energy researching and testing and thinking about and considering what is the optimal time frame for something like this. Ultimately, it would be a year, but the 6 months is like the minimum amount of time where you actually get incredible results and you see huge shifts in your life. And when I'm coaching clients, I don't really settle for less than amazing results. And so this is something that is really important to me. It's created with intention to be able to create those results for you. When you show up fully to the program, you will create incredible results over the 6-month time period that we're together. So you can find all the information and you can sign up to join us tonight by 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And we'll find a time that works for everybody. If you can't make the noon calls, that's totally fine. We need more sisters in the other group actually. So we will find a time that works for you. And you can find all of that information at emilycastle.com/collective. And you can enter the code Accelerate at checkout to receive 50% off your first month. Okay, so now is the moment you've all been waiting for. Those of you who have been playing along all week are probably like, can't wait for this moment in time. So I'm so excited to share with you the prizes and the prize winners tonight for the challenge. And thank you again so much, everyone, for playing along. It's been so fun to read all of your posts, and I wish I could give you all like $1 million for being so amazing, and for following through and doing such incredible work for yourself this first week of the year. I cannot wait to see what happens over the course of the full year, the next 360 days of this year, with this powerful of a start and this clear, confident way of beginning your year and getting yourself started on the right foot. So congratulations to all of you. You're actually all winners because you are exceptional and you've done this and you're setting yourself up to win at life this year. So you're all winning. That reminds me of this little girl. It's Ava Ryan. If any of you watch her, she's kind of like my spirit animal child. And she has this one video where she yells at a runner, "You're winning at life." And it's really funny. You should watch it on YouTube if you haven't. Okay, so we have so many prizes to give away. I'm going to start with HMS Logbook. This is an incredible resource. It's a journal that you can track your monthly cycles. You can track almost every single factor of every single day to really get to know yourself better and to take the best care of yourself possible. So we have 3 of these to give away. One I'm going to pair with another gift, and so there's going to be 1 prize winner for that. And again, if you didn't play all days in the challenge, you're not eligible to win prizes, but I do actually have prizes for all of you. Okay, so the first HMS Logbook goes to, I feel like I should have a drum roll, Laura Jackson. Yay. Oh, and if you are a prize winner, just email me at emily@emilycastle.com to claim your prize so I can make sure to get it to you, and send me your mailing address so that I can send you your prize, or even hand deliver potentially if you're in Charleston. Okay, so the first HMS Logbook goes to Laura Jackson. Congratulations, Laura. I don't know if she's here. I can't see. She might be on her phone. But if not, if you're listening to the recording or if you fell off, that's totally fine. I will email you if you didn't hear that. Okay. The second HMS Logbook goes to Anna Leff. Congratulations, love. Thank you for playing full out. Your posts were always so inspiring. And I'm so, so proud of you. I'm excited. Anna's actually already in the Soulful Success Collective, so you'll see her there if you join. Anna, just shoot me an email with your address, please. I think I have it, but just in case. Okay, the next winner is let me tell you the prize. 1 Our Sacred Women pin and 1 HMS Logbook is going to Courtney Ostrowski. I don't know if she's on the call. She may be on phone, but Courtney, if you are here, shoot me an email and let me know where you'd like your prize delivered. Okay, the next beautiful prize that we have is a Desert Rose bracelet from Giving Bracelets. And if you've listened to the podcast, you know that I interviewed Lisa Sawyer from Giving Bracelets, and she has an incredible story. She's such an amazing woman, and she's so generous to donate this prize for us. It is a highly valuable item, and I can't wait to give it away to, I'm doing my own drum roll. How funny is that? Caitlin Walker. Yay! You get a prize. Good job. Send me a text or an email with your mailing address. I need to update it, I think. I don't have it in my new book. Okay. Next prize is the Barracuda Moon Aurora necklace. By the way, if you are looking for the prizes, you can find them where you signed up for the challenge at emilycastle.com/2018. If you want to see what you won when you win. So the Barracuda Moon Aurora necklace is going to Allison Vargovic. Allison, congratulations. Thank you for playing in the challenge. You did such an amazing job. It's so beautiful. Allison's also going to be in the collective, so if you're interested in joining those 2 amazing ladies, sign on up. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, ooh, this is an awesome prize. 1 3-month membership to the Soulful Success Collective starting next week on January 8th goes to Stella Williams. Yay, Stella, congratulations. And I'm also going to be giving away giving away 2 of my e-courses. So I have an e-course called the Sexy Soulful Success Masterclass. It is a $297 value, and I'm giving 2 of them away. One is going to Courtney Smith, who had to go pick up her husband from work. So she's going to get one. And then Christina Flynn, you're also going to win one of those. And I'm super excited for you ladies to do the masterclass and to have, instant virtual access to that. And if you want to also join the Soulful Success Collective, you'll also receive that for free with your enrollment if you enroll by 11:59 p.m. Eastern tonight, if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so that is all I have, but I want to take a moment to just celebrate each and every one of you for being such an amazing woman in the world, for devoting herself to something bigger than most people are, and to greatness in your life and in the world, to making the world a better place. Thank you for your contribution to this challenge. Thank you for being part of this community and this sisterhood. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night, and for bringing your kids too. It's like so fun. I love this. I love how we can all make it work, whether you're in a Starbucks, at Target, or at home with your kids. It's all welcome. I love it. And thank you all so much for showing up for this call. I've loved spending this time with you, and I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you have any questions for me, just unmute yourself. I'd love to answer them for you. They can be about anything. If you have questions about the program or about working together in the new year, let me know. I want to also mention, before I open it up for questions, I do have one private coaching spot open. So if you're interested in that, you can email me directly at emily@emilycastle.com, and I'll send you the application to fill out and everything that goes along with it. And this year I also have a couple spots open still for half-day intensives in Charleston. If you are local and you do run a business and you're looking for some strategy and some one-on-one support, that might also be a great option for you. So email me. Again, it's emily@emilycastle.com if you're curious about any of that. And if you do have a question, I'd love to answer it for you if you want to unmute yourself. And I'll just give it like 5 minutes. And if nobody says anything in the next 2, then we'll just end it here. Anybody? Questions? Or just anything you're celebrating? Anything you want to share? No?
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, this is Stella.
Hi.
I just wanted to, I've been listening. I'm at work, so I've been listening on and off.
Awesome.
So I just wanted to thank you so much for opening this challenge, to myself and all the other ladies that have been involved. I know it's only been 5 days, but I feel like a superstar. I'm ready to rock on.
Oh.
I'm so excited that, I won the business coaching, because this is what I wanted. So I'm grateful to have met you. I met you a little while ago over the summer. So I'm very grateful to be in your circle, to be amongst women who have the same energy, same goals, and we're all thriving together. So I wanted to take that time to thank you so much, especially for the challenge today, because I like to think I don't have any fears in life, and it really made me sit down and think, hey, I do have a fear of being alone. I do have a fear of, not being successful or being broke or, carrying out how I grew up. So, it kind of brought tears to my eyes. So just thank you so very much. So I can't say it enough.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for sharing that. That just makes my heart so happy that you've gotten so much out of this week. And I'm so, so glad. And I totally hear you also on not wanting to repeat, the way that you grew up. And I think that's probably true for a lot of us, especially, a lot of women on a mission, where we are that way in a lot of ways because of the way we grew up. And it's both a gift and something we don't want to go back to, and we're trying to grow from. So I totally hear you on that. And I can resonate with that experience as well in my own life. So thank you so much for sharing that, and for being vulnerable and for being here with us, and for sharing, and for hopping on the call even though you're at work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, love. Anybody else have anything to share, or just anything you want to voice? Caitlin, I love ya. Her mic is out. Hmm. All right, ladies. Well, we will wrap it up here. If you do have any additional questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me through email at emily@emilycastle.com, and I'll respond as soon as I possibly can. I am leading a one-day retreat here in Atlanta tomorrow. So my next focus is going to be that and just firming up the final little things, printing things out and all that jazz for tomorrow to prepare. But thank you again so much for being here, and I look forward to hearing from you. I'll be checking my inbox, and I can't wait to see who is going to join us for the Soulful Success Collective this year. It's going to be an absolutely amazing group. It already is, but if any of you women are feeling called to join, you are all so exceptional, and I know that you've done the work to be ready for that, and I'm so excited to support you if I can in any way. If I can be of service, I'd love to. So thank you again for being here, and good night, everybody. Have an amazing Friday, have an amazing weekend, and maybe I'll see some of you inside the program next week. Okay, love you all. Bye. Mwah.